You're late.
I know I'm late. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Late. I'm late for a very important date.
Hello, goodbye. I must fly.
I will say 2 words to you.
Good morning.
Convention and elevator.
T-Rex! Oh no.
I have tiny arms.
Yes, you do have tiny arms.
Thank you.
My times. T-Rex, the angriest animal to ever live on this planet.
Oh no.
Just because of this.
Time
Darwin, you idiot. Screw you, Darwin. I got an itch. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am profoundly sorry for being late.
Like always.
I heard that. Now we get to play. Wow. First try. This never happened. Ever. What? Freedom! Next year, I'm bringing a fireman's pole. And I can just whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm stuck! I can't get on an elevator! I don't have my reservations.
Oh.
Y'all look amazing.
You look amazing.
No, you look amazing.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you.
No, you. Okay.
You're awesome.
Girlfriend.
No, you're awesome.
You are my friend. You are.
This will be the weirdest panel in the history. Say, no, you're awesome. Let's talk about how awesome you are. You are all awesome.
I love you more.
Sometimes the punchlines all jam together in the front of my brain. And they all fight to get out at the same time. And if you don't let them out, they turn into cancer. That's an important thing. Oh, look who showed up late. This is called misdirection and taking attention off yourself and putting it onto something else. Oh, it's still Florida out there.
Yeah.
It amazes me. The beauty is it's efficient. Because you can just cover your body in soap, step outside. You will eventually just spontaneously lather up and rinse. I have finally figured this out. Finally. Because I'm smart.
Save money on water.
Just don't drink it.
Oh yeah.
Nasty water here.
I know. Oh. Scott. Scott.
What?
You gotta stop.
What?
What?
Is it food? Is it a puppy?
All depends.
Puppy food.
Surprise.
Don't know. We thought
Too early for these kinds of deep thoughts. I'm gonna find out what it is. Nice sword, mutt face. I would have you know that I've been to the veterinarian and the mange is completely cleared up. I would have you know.
And one more.
Wait, there's more.
Chicken sauce.
I have some more this time.
Maintaining a long tradition of, so what are panels with Scott like? Mostly we watch him eat. And he eats disgusting stuff. I keep thinking and I keep planning every year. It's like, okay, Metro kept me alive through my injuries. Metro kept me alive. I owe Metro the single most disgusting thing that can be combined with spray cheese. I haven't hit the perfect one yet. Because I'm not gonna lie, everything I've done over the last years, you're like, I went, you know, that really wasn't that bad. Like, seriously, go home, find a Twinkie, get some spray cheese. It's not that bad.
How about a sardine?
Oh.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge, this is exactly what I've been trying to do, is get up and go, I need to go shopping. Sardines, give her something seafood-like, perhaps a live octopus, I don't know. Perhaps not this year, but one year, we will finally cap that is the single most disgusting thing that has ever been done on a stage. in the history of Metrocon. And then we will have won! I'm really hungry. They don't even serve food on the elevators here like this. Crap. They lost my reservation, they lost my luggage.
Lost everything.
I have full alarm this time if you need.
They're little windmills. Unfortunately, for religious reasons, I can't actually eat windmills. It's a long and really crazy story.
Oh boy.
The sooner somebody starts asking me questions, the sooner we don't have to sit there and watch me eat cheese.
But that's why we came here.
It's like, dude, we don't want to hear you talk. We just want to Which one?
Rat trap?
Oh, man!
Dinobot?
Innocent and fat. Hello. Hello, Tilly.
And more cheese.
Whoa.
Eventually, I will build a wall. That's the second perfect zinger in the last 2 days. Somebody else dropped a bomb yesterday. I just went like, boom, you won. That was the best joke of the day. That is also the best joke of the day. Oddly enough, it all comes down to your king. Aww. He's so much fun for us to watch.
So why aren't you camped out in your room waiting for Battle of Azeroth?
I can't play WoW anymore. Because I'm in it. Once you're like, it's like, I've been playing, like, we're talking every day since vanilla. And when I booked Durtan on that job, like, I lost my mind. I was like so squeed, fat, like lost crazy. I'm at Blizzard. I'm going, I'm holding Frostmark! And then I'm playing and it's like, dude, it's over. That's me. Maybe it's not real. No, it's real. But maybe it's not. Apparently Battle is going to be hopefully kind of cool. So I may just have to revisit.
Oh boy.
Because it feels weird. Thank God for Far Cry 5. Which I'm also in, which means I can't play that one.
Always 76.
How it taste?
Awesome. Sometimes I lie and say it's gross, but it's not gross, it's good. I think I told you all about the first time I did that in Floridian heat and humidity.
Oh boy.
There are certain Newtonian laws of gas pressure and expansion. I think Boyle's first law states that if you shoot spray cheese in a hot and humid environment, it will instantly expand like spray foam. My head almost blew off. I've learned to use a regulator. All right, that concludes the eating part. No, it doesn't. There's more.
Oh boy.
We ordered pizza.
Oh, now you put spray cheese in it.
My God.
In Denver, I once took an entire panel for 7-Eleven for Slurpees. You want what? I want 300 Slurpees, please. You what? We have all different flavors. We were not a popular panel. But possibly still talk to them. A hand is up in the air. This means a question, an intelligent and scintillating question. Yes, good sir.
Hasbro contacted you today and said, Scott, we're making a Waspinator TV show and we want you to be the head writer. What would that show look like?
What would it look like? It would be pixels. And then they'd go, well, you know, we could always get Tom Kenny to do it.
Oh boy.
Well, oh, come on, it's not that bad. Rice financial. No one to live in pineapple under the sea. That's the joy of my business. It's like everybody that's good can do the voices that everybody else who's good can do. Which means sometimes if you step to the bathroom and you take too long getting back, you come in and say, oh man! Fine, I'll just go home. I would step back into those the Bill's that. Would you do beef wars? Yes. Not only because I'm a polyphonic prostitute and I love rolling around in money, but that show was probably the most enjoyable experience of my entire career. Thank you, beef wars. Or as we have to call it in Canada, beasties. Ratty and gum-gully gorilla. Oh, they're friends. I don't beasties. Meanwhile, our cut of the show is way more violent. Oh, Canada. Hello.
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 How are you?
I'm okay. I have food in my belly.
Oh, yeah, same.
Just waiting for caffeine.
I have ginger ale if you want.
Is there caffeine in ginger ale?
No, but it's good for you.
That's a weird thing for a Canadian, and this used to make me laugh all the time. Because we do, in fact, have Mountain Dew.
Oh.
You know, my strange little country up there. But our Mountain Dew does not have caffeine. It is basically a clear, colorless soda.
Oh my God.
That looks vaguely like grease. Oh, God.
The caffeine.
Now, keep in mind that I don't even like, me on a cup of tea is pretty much, you know what I'm like anyway. Was anyone here the year that I drank 5 Monsters?
No.
I don't remember. Apparently I was funny as hell. I do not get caffeine. Apparently I crawled through a wall and made a hole about 20 feet up. Plops in the ground. It was, I got back to my room. What is going on? This is like the 80s all happening at the same time. Why did you drink them all? They kept bringing them to me!
Oh boy.
That would make me explode.
My question is though,
Oh, thank you, Steve. Hello.
okay. Throughout your entire career, what is your favorite accent to do?
British.
My favorite accent.
Yeah.
Well, throughout my entire career, the one that I have done the most is this one. Because, not to get completely clued in, but I don't exactly come from this country. So, I'm going, all right, so as Australian, I'll have to somehow assimilate myself. So it's like, I'm always doing an accent. That just kind of hit me the other day. I had this weird epiphany. It was like, because people go, well, do you ever get to use your own voice? I'm like, dude, this isn't even my own voice. That's how weird it is on the inside. But there are two that are difficult. And you have to understand that there are an almost infinite amount of dialects, subdialects, based on education, culture, regional. The study of linguistics is an amazing thing. And people that are truly gifted at it, they're professors of linguistics. They can tell you exactly what part of London you were born in Minnesota. Not just but what street, based on. It's an amazing science. And then of course in cartoons, you can be all that good, then it's like, okay, in cartoons there's everybody from New York talks like this. I'll tell you what, man, everyone from Texas talks like this. And everyone from England either talks like this or they talk like this. So it's weird, you kind of have to get really good at it and then pare it down to the common denominator stuff. They're all fun to do, I do them all the time because they're the voices in my head. The difficult ones, first of all, Welsh isn't even real words. It's a language made up entirely of consonants. There are no vowels. There's only consonants, and they're all CLW, and you can arrange them into a stream of letters that will make it from here to the sun and back. And the pronunciation has nothing to do with the letters whatsoever. But it's a wonderful accent, the Welsh. It's dangerous too, because it's lilting and it's magical. I had a friend who was doing a play once, and she was playing this wonderful Welsh character. And the danger with Welsh. So the last night of a 3-week run, the show has gone swimmingly. Because the Welsh is so lyrical, there's a dangerous propensity that you can slip very easily into something that is perhaps a more Pakistani accent. So she's doing this play, and right like an hour before closing, the whole run, all of a sudden, boom, the click happens. She's like, there was nothing I could do. I could not shift it back. So, Ben in the coal mine's unbelievable. And South African is a bitch. Because it's such an oleo of various things. It's like this word basically is this word is basically that. So I just keep it short. It's like I say bronze. That's all you need to say. Bronze and bricks. Accents are fun. Weird accent story. Far Cry 5. So I hope that I'm kind of peeing a little bit in my pants because I'm like, dude, I love Far Cry. I love this series. And I'm in it now. Yay! So the character that I played in it, he was very specifically auditioned that his brain is so broken. I can't mention why I got kicked. His speech is also so fried that he's to be subtitled. That's the whole idea of his character. Then it's Ubisoft, so like they hooked up a session with me with one of the very best dialect coaches in the world, you know, like a 4-hour session to make sure that my rural Montanan accent, Montana? Is that a word? It is now. Yeah. Was absolutely perfect. I'm going, okay. So I got on the Skype session with her, and we were having a wonderful chat. I said, just out of curiosity, have you like heard my audition as we strive to perfect this absolutely authentic rural Montana accent? She's like, no, actually I haven't. Hang on a second. Place it, and it was just like, now what do you want to talk about? Good evening. So we spent like 4 hours, had a wonderful time perfecting an accent that could not be heard. And if it was heard, I was not doing my job properly. I have no idea why I told that story. Yay. Did I answer anything there?
Yeah.
Thank you. There should be a buzzer when you go, okay, yeah, thank you. You've answered the question. Please move on. Please move on. Yes. Hello. You look amazing.
You've probably been asked this question a dozen times, but what got you
Briefs.
into voice acting in the first place?
Pardon me? What got me into voice acting in the first place? A horrific head injury.
The voices?
The voices got me into voice acting.
Stop the voices.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I get to take the voices on the inside and put them on the outside. If I don't spend my days in a small padded room screaming, I spend my days in a small padded room screaming. I have been fascinated with voice work since I could talk. Okay, forgive me for saying literally, but I'm just going to do it once. So literally, I've been doing voices since I was a kid. So the dream in my world, and I was fascinated. I grew up watching all of the Warner Brothers cartoons, boom, boom, it's just like in this kind of thing. That's all one guy. Blew my mind. Wanted to do it so badly. I also had this obsession with Disney in Disneyland when I was a kid. It took me 6 months of cutting up the lads from the paper and hiding them in my dad's shaving stuff. The pills. I campaigned. I've never worked harder for anything in my life. But unfocused, lazy, but actually focused. So I finally got to go to Disneyland. I was 12, and I'm walking through the Haunted Mansion, which is the whole reason I went there. Mansion and Pirates. I still, every time I go there, it's just Pirates Mansion, Pirates Mansion. There's a voice that you hear a lot in Disney, who is a gentleman named Paul Frees. Sort of the third great voice actor of that time. You know, there's like Mel Blanc, Dallas Butler, and for those paying attention, I am MC double at the back. There are a tutu about you. Kevin. No, still there. you guys look amazing. Both of you. So all three. No, two of you. There's identical twins standing in the back of the room, in case you're wondering why I went crazy. So, as you know, it's the voice that you hear all through man. Welcome, foolish mortals. Then I found out that he was also the voice of the Pillsbury Doughboy. Yeah. And that's why I went, quick.
Oh, God.
I want to do this more than anything in the world. And of course I said, well, you know, that's something that happens in Los Angeles, and that's just not something that's going to happen with you. I further through life, boom, studied classical theater, danced 4 years in full-time theater academy. You know, I studied to become a classical actor. I studied my Shakespeare, my Ibsen, my Molière. Did all those things because it's ultimately acting first. But there was this like, oh, you know, like I'm too weird to be normal. Yeah. Thank you for noticing. And then because I had spent a lifetime locked up in small padded rooms screaming, I had this weird sort of ability to do these things, and then I stumbled. It was absolutely blind luck. I was doing a radio play that a friend had written, for a little, like, co-op radio thing. And I played like 9 characters, and I went, wow, this is kind of what it's like inside my head all the time. I like this. Called up my agent, and went, it's like, because, there's not a lot of work for a 20-year-old Shakespearean actor in Pittsburgh. Went, and radio commercial, something. I really like doing voice, and so I got an audition for a commercial. There's a much longer version of this story, probably on the internet. So cutting to the chase, I met the right person at the right time, started talking, and just did what I do, which is to kind of stream mania. And he was like, dude, I wish I'd met you a week ago. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. Why? He said, well, I just finished casting G.I. Joe. And I'm like, yeah, right, like what, a cartoon? Really? I said, yeah, we're starting to try to bring some cartoon work up to Vancouver. I was like, okay. So I got auditioned for the next series that came in, which was called Kissy Fur. It was directed by a psychopath from Los Angeles. It was so traumatizing, I went, I will never do this again. No. Nope. All that scarring is not worth it. And then I got called and they were like, look, we're doing the New Adventures of He-Man. We would love you to come in and audition. We think you're special. And I did. And I got that, and that was 65 episodes and suddenly the universe just exploded. And it was like, wow, yeah, I can do this, and this is not my job. And I get paid for this. I've now done probably 15,000 plus episodes of various cartoons over the years. And it was really literally just being ready and able to step through a portal when it opened. It's 1,000,001 shot, but you know what, 9 times out of 10 those work. I'm really lucky. Yay! I'm plundering my palate. For I am a gourmet. Yes.
If you could spend a day with any 3 characters you voiced, who would you pick and what would you do?
If I could spend a day with any 3 characters that had voice, have I explained to you what it's like inside my head?
That's everything.
Nobody leaves. There's no exit. Once a character's in there, it's there for life. I have to deal with them. It's like herding cats.
Yes.
I wouldn't spend any time with any of them. They're all weird. And I'm the weird one here. Probably the stuff I did on Beast Wars. They were fun. They were great. And that's literally what it's like inside my head all the time. They constantly are. But, if I need something, I can send somebody out to get it. It's good. Inside family. You get a pizza this time. I'm not getting a pizza this time. His lazy butt can get off the couch and get his own. Oh, I was really not going out to get pizza, that's for sure. Well, I spent everything back last time. Oh, I spent it on anchovies. Well, I spent it on burger anchovies. Well, I spent it on dragon suckers. Yeah, chamber. And I'm certainly not going to do it myself because I'm standing in front of a moon and looking heroic and proud and brave. Before noon, was that still a thing? I'm just checking. That's actually a really good question. I have no good answer for you. They're just all there. Listen.
Being a voice actor.
How dare you?
In multiple types of entertainment media, this question might actually not be popular with the crowd. What are your thoughts on the current controversy with Butch Hartman?
With which?
Butch Hartman.
I do not delve into popular culture or current events. So, in my insular world, I'm going, I have no idea who you're talking about.
And then disregard the question.
No, now I'm curious.
He is a popular animator for, I believe he's most known for Nickelodeon's early 2000s to current work.
Right.
So he's getting a lot of fire for not taking criticism. There's something about making a network it's very...
It's called Alexis.
Alexis, it was very, sort of brainwashing children. He just, it was someone, I didn't read into Alexis specifically, but I just think there's something strange.
he's religious and his like fans like to like ship his characters and he doesn't like that, and he basically called them anti-fans because they're going against what he intended for his characters. And like the fans are like, really? That's your response? That's the whole concept.
Yeah, well, you're...
So he's making a family-friendly network which is focused on more Christian-y comics or something, I don't know. But like that's the controversy has to do with him calling his fans anti-fans.
Yeah, the professional response in psychiatric terms from my years of study is, suck it up, buttercup. Seriously, this is not a venue for political flag waving. You know, and if you want to make a stand and you want to make a show with this particular bias on it, great. But if people are allowed to express their opinions, suck it up. Don't engage. You don't need to. You know, your little world is not that important. Nobody's is. Mine isn't. Theirs isn't. Nobody's is. It's like, you know, do what you do and then accept the repercussions. If people, not everybody is going to like everything. There will always be criticism.
Yeah, and it's just kind of like weird because it's like, you know, plenty of people will put something out into the world and that's what we do. Like, we want to do our own stuff with your characters. Like, sorry if you don't like that, just don't look at it then. Like, that's my opinion.
Well, exactly. If you don't like what you're seeing, look away.
Yeah.
You know, it's not your job to sit there. I mean, it is. Everybody has a right to express their opinion. I have a right to completely disregard your opinion if I am clear in what I want to do. Or if you're really smart in this business, say, all right, I'm going to take these criticisms and take them to heart, and we can improve and refine. If he's making shows for his own agenda, then that's not going to happen. And then he probably shouldn't be making shows.
You shouldn't put it in the world.
Yeah, so
It's going to get messed up.
this is why I pay no attention to public media. Because it's like, hey, everybody. But what? What? Is this like a Tourette's thing? We just got started. Forget it. Lock the doors. Now we're going to pump in the interesting gas. No.
5 minutes.
Okay, it's totally my fault that we started late. Can we kind of slide? If we lock the doors, they can't get in. I'm just saying.
Get me out of here.
You know, it's an old school technique. When you take a chair, you jam it into the door frames, we're in, we're safe.
Yeah.
And when they finally breach the doors, there's...
Gases?
I've played enough video games, there's always an air vent that's 4 feet by 4 feet.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
I don't know.
You can
I
always just
believe.
stay 5 minutes with Tatum.
Yes.
All right?
You can always just stay 5 minutes with Michael.
Yeah, you said.
He won't mind. All right, I am going to accelerate the process. Honestly, every time I look back and see you, it's like, so I am going to go into sort of speed round, I guess, now. So every hand that is up right now, that hand stays up. If you drop your hand, I have people who will come and take that hand and remove it. I will get to every hand that's here. So we are entering the speed round time. So every hand will be answered. And we're going to start with, yes, sir, you. And too slow.
Con let you have 2 meet and greets.
Pardon me?
How would the con let you have 2 meet and greet panels?
Because I'm slow. What I do, we can't do this in one man. He sits there and
eat.
Do I have 2 meet and greets?
Yeah.
You had one Thursday.
Yes, you did have one Thursday.
Was I here on Thursday? Was my luggage here on Thursday? My luggage arrived late on Thursday. I am proud to announce that I smell approximately 70 to 73% less stinky than I did on Thursday. Yay! I have no idea. I go where I'm pointed. I'm like a loosely armed cannon. Say, Scott, we need to get you to a thing. Monkey! Come on. Keys or food. Yes, sir.
So there is a padded room with jagged foam spikes in it that they say you can't sit in for more than a minute because you can hear your heartbeat and it would drive you nuts. How would you feel doing a recording session in that booth?
You have just described a recording studio.
Oh, God.
That's where my happy place is. Yes?
So the year you stacked the noodles, cake, burger, spray cheese, and hot sauce, wasn't that perfect horrible taste?
It was a perfect storm of awful, but it sort of amalgamated into, once you push through the awful, there's this kind of golden rainbow on the other side. You're like, really? It's just building flavors and textures. I'm going with anchovies. I think it's going to work well. Yes?
Me?
Yes?
Okay, favorite number.
Bleen. Bleen is a number that actually exists somewhere between 6 and 7. It's never discussed in polite society, but it's the best number in the world. Yes?
What's your favorite character that you wish
Bacon.
you could have
Squirrel.
voiced?
Shiny. Boobies. What's the, sorry. I have done this in all honesty, not because I'm smart.
Favorite character you wish you could have voiced that you haven't voiced yet?
All of them, because I get paid for this. This is no secret. I think one of my all-time favorite contemporary voice work was, some perfect plan to take over the world. I love Pinky and the Brain. I think the Brain is one of the greatest voices. Maurice LaMarche, good Canadian kid, rocked it. I would love to have been. Now, but of course, if I'd done it, it wouldn't have been the same voice that he did. So, I want them all. I want it all. Yes. Hi.
I have a question, and even if you can't answer it due to like the reasons, I have a backup question.
Is there going to be math?
No. Because I don't really know how business goes back there, but I've heard with Reboot to the Guardian code that happens /you're returning. Are you gonna return to voice hack? And is Aaron Jock gonna? Oh wait, he's not here. Maybe I shouldn't ask that. But are you?
I have not heard any of this. If I was asked to, I would love. I was going to say step back into those shoes, but they don't have shoes. They have the lower balls. I met a girl that had hack and / tattooed on her feet. All right, that's commitment. I would love to reprise any. As I mentioned, I am a point line prostitute. I make sounds for money. So people walk down, did you do that roll again? It's like, yeah. Did it pay well? Yeah. Was it fun? Yeah. And hack, I mean, that was a show that was a privilege to be on because it was so groundbreaking. It was seminal in bringing computer-generated animation to the forefront. The irony is that the reboot is now live action. So, I don't know, if they come back, I am proud to say that I am hack. You push the button. No, you push the button. I'm always like you better. It was also a ton of fun to work on because that was the only show they would let Gary and I just go. We would do, there's a scripted pass, so we would do that. They go, okay, that's great. Okay, open up both mics, just start talking. It was either that was dumb, do it again, come up with something else, or you know what, that was funny as hell, do another one, and they would just use, 99% of the time they would use what Gary and I just made up on the fly. It was freedom! Freedom! Yes, sir.
Have you thought about auditioning or getting casted for Star Trek Online?
How I thought about it. People just go, well, do you want to do, would you, why aren't you on that show? They have to ask us. We're like vampires. We can only be invited. For which show?
The Star Trek Online games. You do so many other games, I didn't know if you do Star Trek.
I haven't had an opportunity to audition for it. I would love to work on it. Yeah, online games is suddenly my jam right now. I'm doing DDO and Lord of the Rings online. It's like, those are nice because it's an endless job. As long as there is interwebs and basements, there will be online gaming. And it's like, well, we're doing another session for that one. We're doing the next expansion. We will work on this show forever. Hands to the back.
Real talk, where do I get a hat like yours? Real talk.
Irvine, Texas. This is 3.0. 1.0 is living in a hermetically sealed box to prevent further disintegration. 2.0 lives on my bedpost. I have no idea why. So as the hat became a thing and became sentient, because it actually controls this. I am basically the bot underneath the hat.
Oh, God.
Because, it's some life. It's bound to happen. So when 1.0 finally,
Retired?
which I bought at Caviar's Boot City in Texas. So when it was time, when people kindly went, Scott, we love your hat, but let it go.
There we go.
Let it go. Because it stinks. It's gross and full of holes. I went back to the same place. That's where I bought 2.0. Then you have to jack 2.0 up to make it look a little bit. Then eventually life, because this hat has seen some stuff, it was time to lovingly be told.
Let it go.
So, and mind you, like 3.0 is starting to show some signs of wear, so I may have to travel back to Caviar's Boot City, because I always get them at the same place. It's just become a thing. Don't ask me why, it's just a thing. I do it because the hat tells me to do it. Eat the spray cheese, eat the spray cheese. I don't want to eat the spray cheese. Fine!
And they have hot pepper too. It's a hot pepper.
Pardon?
Hot pepper?
I'm not there yet. I saw you sneak that one in. I saw, and I'm totally okay.
Well,
But
it's
yes.
only because I have a backup.
Oh, good. It's always good to have one in the chamber and one in the bridge. Okay. Someday I'm just going to take them all and just set them off like the Bellagio fountains. Tear our clothing off and play in the fountain of spray cheese. It's my fantasy. Don't judge me. Yes, sir.
Before you go, can we watch you chug the hot sauce?
It's not hot sauce, hot pepper.
I got the chaser. I have
Right now,
Chug.
I am growing in my pepper world. Boot, Spokane, third hottest pepper in the world. Ghost pepper, of course. Around 900,000 Scoville units. I am also growing the Trinidad Scorpion, which is anywhere from like 1.2 to maybe 1.8 million Scoville units, keeping in mind that like a jalapeno is about 3,200.
Oh.
I am also growing the Carolina Reaper, the hottest pepper in the world, 2.2 million Scoville.
Damn.
And the first time a critter in my neighborhood eats one of my peppers, I'm gonna sit there and watch his head explode. So you would think that I was telling you that to show that I'm a badass and you chug this whole bottle of hot sauce. That's not the case. You do not develop immunity.
It's hot pepper.
All right, well, I can still talk. Was there any other questions? Yes?
Could we get more Paul Frees, please?
More Paul Frees? I'll see if I can find you. I don't even pretend to be able to do any of his voices. There was a richness of character in his, like if you ever watched all the stuff, all the Christmas specials. You know, he was Heatmaster, and it just, his voice was so astonishing. And you hear his stuff, you go like, he can do anything, but it's always him. You're like, wow! I don't know, he's got a cadence. I would love to be, you know, if I could reincarnate a voice, it would be his. That was because back in those days, everybody smoked and everybody sounded cool. Is that the last hand? Because I saw you were sneaking one on, and then you were putting it down, you were sneaking, yes, you. Well, it's like you. Yes, the guy doing this. It's the last one. Make it good. Everybody's going to turn and watch you. No pressure. Best question ever.
What's your experience on Captain N and the original Mega Man cartoon?
The original Mega Man cartoon, I did about 6 different versions of Mega Man. I was Dr. Wily like 3 different times with different producers. On one of the shows he had an English accent, the other ones he was German. I don't think I was in Captain N, although I keep getting checks for it, so apparently I was. I had this discussion with somebody back home. They're like, dude, you were in it. I'm like, no, I wasn't! Sort of one of my plans to take over the world. Yeah, nice try, Doc. Captain, actually, Waspinator from Beast Wars was my variant on Eddie, which is a character I did on Mega Man, who was just a little, you know, present. And then Doug Parker, who was casting Beast Wars, went, well, do that voice. I'm like, yeah, it's a little cute bubble voice. He goes, yeah, but make him a bad guy. Ah, interesting. This is the evolution of voices and how they all work. And you'd think I would have a better answer, wouldn't you? Hi, Emily. Hi. How are we getting? You got something in your throat? You guys are amazing. I apologize for being late. I hope you have extra questions. And now I'm going to turn my office.
How it tastes?
It's fine. It's really good, thank you. And that was the end of his career.
Oh,
That goes from heat, man. That's a good shot.
yeah. It's hot pepper.
Fire stick. I woke up with a burning ring of fire.